Good morning. It's Melissa here with Build a Better Bakery. We have a lot of great information coming on for you today in our hashtag Thursday Fave session. Let me double check that we are live. Okay, I think we're okay. I clicked something off the screen just so it wouldn't be in my way, but I don't think it's affected anything. So we're good today. I wanted to let everyone know that we are going to be covering customer service today. So not every single thing about customer service, but since the June information at Build a Better Bakery is all about innovation inspiration. So this is, I just want to inspire you to look deeper into certain parts of your business and kind of innovate a little bit here and there just to help you be a better baker or a better business owner. And we're going to talk about customer service in 3 specific areas today. If we've never met before, if you're the type of person who just wants to find some more joy and less overwhelm and stress as you're starting and growing your baking business, then we should hang out more. I'm here every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. At the moment, it might change once we move. Right now, this works for me. So if you want to come out and hang in here live, I'll be here live every week. Or I also share these on the replay here in the group normally or on YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel, so you can search us there. I do want to hop into this to let you know kind of what we're going to be talking about today. The reason we want to innovate in our customer service is so you can set yourself apart from big business and other bakers, right? We're trying to fill up your cup as a business owner. So as you are serving your clients, they start to notice, hey, this is just a higher level of service. This is the type of person I want to come back to over and over. So we're trying to build that ROI, that return on investment. And customer service is a really pretty simple and effective way to continue to bring back clients because they enjoy working with you and they feel supported. We know that customers love feeling safe and cared for. That's pretty much it. They want to feel safe within the transaction. And the good thing about it is that we can systematically provide this continuously as part of what we do. Think of it kind of like a product that's always on the shelf. It's just something they get when they work with us. And because that ROI is so good with customer service, that's why I want to make sure to cover it this month with the innovation in mind, because we're going to cover 3 areas that I think you can get right in and start innovating. Go ahead and throw up your hashtag live. If you're here live and you throw up your hashtag replay, if you're viewing on the replay, so I know you've seen the content, you can check the events here in the Facebook group to see what we're talking about for the week. I usually post a day or 2 before what the title is and what we're going to be discussing. You can also send me a friend request on the platform to Melissa Fryer. I'll accept it, and then you will get invites to the events as I make them, so you don't have to look for them. You can hang out on our email list, which I also send replay links to, usually a week or so after the fact, though. So if you want the information right away with if we're doing any special giveaways or anything like that, you will miss them. So if you want replays in your inbox, that's how you get that. And then YouTube, of course. All right, so we're going to jump right in with the backbone of any good customer service interaction. We want you to be communicating like it's your job. Number 1, communicate like it's your job. And now this doesn't mean bothering them with a bunch of off-topic messages or giving too much information all at one time. It's not that. It is systematically communicating effectively, efficiently, and with a high degree of professionalism. This is something that, I wasn't trained in this. I had to just learn how to do it on my own by taking a couple courses and reading some books on it. If you don't have sales training, no one's probably talked to you about effective communication, especially when it comes to like a transaction of funds, right? So it is something a lot of us need to kind of innovate, hone in a little bit. I do believe the client should never be wondering what's going on. They should have a game plan of what we're doing together, right, between the 2 of us. And because you're the business owner, you're basically setting that up for them. And there should be an understanding of what the next steps are. Right. So they shouldn't be not understanding what they need to get done or what their part is in the transaction. For our elites in the Elite Mentorship Program, we provide a thorough breakdown of the outstanding book called Critical Conversations. It might be something you've read already. You might have never heard of it. You can definitely look it up, get yourself a copy. In that session, we do cover the book contents, but we also apply real world examples that relate to our business of baking. And what is that like? What would these examples look like if they were talking to us, etc. And we even do some role playing in there to give people some kind of like I make sure that the responses are very like rude and, you know, some of the rudest responses so that you can get some experience responding professionally to something like that, because it's going to happen to all of us, right? Sometimes you get a rude client. So I will say, if you feel like your communication is feeling difficult or clunky or awkward or lacking, like you just don't even know what to say, this is the first place I would innovate, honestly. You know, ASAP, if you're going to innovate anything in your customer service, work on your communication skill. And I will say that often a business becomes known for their communication style, especially if it's just one person in the business or an owner that's really active. People tend to use that communication style as determining if they want to use the business or not. And it's easier to create trust with clients and get them to come back if they feel prepared to work with you, if they understand the transaction, if they understand the details of what it is to order something from you. If they get that in the first round, they're more likely to come back because it doesn't feel like a question mark of what's going to happen if I try to order from them. I get also people say, hey, can you help me respond to XYZ? I definitely can. I would prefer to help create personalized scripts for you that you would have on hand, or just things to get your mind going of how to respond. If you want to set some of that stuff up, we can do that in a scheduled one-to-one call. So you can give me some either actual messages that you have on hand that you need to respond to, or an idea of what kind of messages you're getting that you're having trouble responding to. And we can set those up in the call, and then you can have them to look at later. Or like I mentioned, you can join us in the elites for that full session covering the book and the training on communication for bakers specifically, the types of language that we'll be using. That's in there, and it holds a lot of answers to the questions you probably have. They're already answered in there, but then we can bounce questions and answers together in the group as well as you're looking through that if you want that information. Now, because I can't cover everything with communication today, I do want to leave you with a formula for your first interaction response. A lot of us use social media or email, so we get this response or this question sometimes in a written form. You might also get it in person. You can use the same formula. I suggest don't just roll into the answer. So people want to feel welcomed and acknowledged when they're beginning their relationship with you, and really just within any interaction they have with you. The first message response is a good place to do this. So even if they're not writing really formally, I think it's better that you kind of formal a little bit above where they're at anyway. Let's say the message comes in and they just say, hi, can I order some brownies? They're not using your name. They're not really acknowledging that they know anything about you. They're just sending a very simple random message. To respond, the formula I use is use a unique greeting. So this could be a couple different options. Use their name, acknowledgement of gratitude, first simple question, and next step. So it sounds like a lot, but what it looks like when you write it, so let's say this person's name is Jessica, I write, hi, Jessica. You might write, howdy, Jessica. Hello, Jessica. How you doing, Jessica? Whatever that unique greeting is that you normally use in person, as you know, with your friends or family, use something like that to get them to get closer to understanding who you are. Hi, Jessica. And then I'm using the name. And then, so great to hear from you today. That's my acknowledgement of gratitude. Thank you for contacting me, but I'm saying it more in my words. And then I say, what day and time would you want to pick up your order? Because that's my first simple question I need to figure out. I'll check the calendar to see if we have that slot open. That's the next step. So I'm letting her know if she doesn't respond to me, I will not check the calendar. So I'm letting her understand what's the next step in this transaction between us, and what are you to do to get to step 2, right? It just lays everything out. I think that's 3 sentences, right? So it's pretty simple. All right, let's move on to number 2. Pay me like it's the easiest thing you've ever done. That's what I want it. That's the whole basis of payment. Okay. Like it's so stinking easy that people are ordering and they're not having any issues. Your clients will absolutely buy more products if it's easy. If it is not easy to place orders or buy things from you, they will buy less. It's just science. People get lost in the process. Every single click, every single screen they have to look at, every message that they have to send is an obstacle. So the less of those they have to do is better. This includes moving from a deposit retainer situation to a full payment upfront option. Just something to consider. It takes a step out for everybody. I would personally prefer to pay for something upfront that's under $1,000. Okay. Like I would rather just pay for it and have everything set in stone than have to remember that I have a deposit. It's just, I don't like that. You might be in an area where deposits and retainers are more common and it's just extra work. So that's an example of innovating to a more simple state of payment. I want you to think of a client's little brain as they're moving through your payment system as a hamster on a wheel. The hamster's going, it's going, it's going. Every turn of that wheel makes the hamster more tired, makes the hamster not want to run anymore. And they only have so much energy and they might be distracted as it is. A mom with kids yelling in the background trying to order something, right? I think we've all been there trying to do something and there's distraction. So what we want to do is we want to give that hamster its energy back and we want to help it run longer than having to stop running with us because whatever we're doing is just too hard for the hamster to do, right? So we got to try to help them as they're moving through and save their energy, and they're going to appreciate that. So they're going to understand, oh, wow, like my hamster's not tired. Like I feel like that was easy. That's what we want. Payment workflows or options, different options for payment are another area that can be streamlined pretty efficiently, even just today, if you want to look at it today. You can ask yourself, how could I make this easier? What is just one thing that I could do to make this easier? You can even ask your clients, hey, how was it ordering for me? Could I make it easier? Except they might tell you things that you don't even know are happening. So asking some people would be a really good place to start. Could you implement a simple website for click and buy? Click and buy certain, and even if everything's not up there, are there things that you can put into a simple website where people can click and buy? That's just going to make it faster. Could you streamline your current website to reduce the clicks even by 1 or 2 clicks? Are there screens that pop up that don't need to be there? Can you make a one-click website where they click and it takes them directly to the cart rather than them having to click on the cart? You know, how can you reduce the clicks? Could you add a popular payment service that would make it so much easier for people to pay, even, yes, if there are fees, etc.? Is there a way that you can just make this easier? Can you create a system on Facebook or Instagram where you automate messages or scripts or share images to help clients auto pay without having to speak to you directly? That might be a photo album with instructions of how to get money to you. That might be a set of links that they click that's posted up in the pinned posts or in the about section. Can you kind of automate some of this so people can find that information without having to ask, hey, how do I do this? Okay, moving on to 3. This is the last one, and this is attracting with a shiny contract. A lot of bakers don't think about contracts because they don't think that there are services, that they're selling expensive enough services to have a contract. I'll disagree with that only because even if you sell someone a $5 cupcake, you still might have people coming back asking questions, asking for refunds, etc. And you need to have a system set up that you can follow that everyone agrees to before services are rendered. So even if maybe you only sell $5 products, you could sell $2,000 worth of products today and something might happen and you might need a contract. So even if you don't sell high dollar product, I still would suggest having something on hand for the following reasons. Because when you're communicating effectively and moving through the ordering process, your client will likely want to see some proof or idea of what's expected. Okay, like what is going to happen once I hand you this money, then what? Once we put this order in, then what? So just having something, and maybe in the back of their head, they're thinking, I might have to cancel this order because we're moving and I'm not sure we're going to be here. So what happens if I cancel? And maybe they're too nervous to ask you. It would be better for them to read a contract before they agree, and then you don't even really have to talk to them about it. They just know the policy, right? So it takes a lot of work off your shoulders, and you're just putting it into a document that everyone is to agree to. So it's pretty, to me, it just saves a lot of time and energy me thinking about responses, or, oh yeah, I have that one policy, things like that. So especially with the large orders, if you do take them, the big events, our clients who are just nervous to be working with a baker. Some people are nervous to work with us. I don't know why, but they are. So if they're feeling a little nervous, the easiest way is to just have a well-worded, comprehensive, clearly stated contract. Boom. 1-pager, 2-pager, whatever it is, they can read through it. It can be in any form. So it could be digital, printed, etc. At your shop, it could be like hung on the wall. Online, it could be a pinned post or a URL or whatever on top of the invoice. However it is that they can come in contact with it before they pay you, that's what you want. It just needs to be accessible to everyone. And hopefully the client will view this before funds are transferred so they can verbally agree to the aspects of the contract that they need to pay attention to. And then you've got your spiffy payment system set up. So it's just all boom, boom, boom. Everything's happening a lot more streamlined. I do understand that creating a well-worded, professionally sounding contract and the verbiage that's in it is a struggle for a lot of people because, again, we're not really trained in this, coming out of school unless it was your specialty. So I did take the time and I did some research to set up a solid contract for bakers. It's something specific for us. So it's not a general contract that I pulled off the internet. It's been formulated for our specific situations, what we encounter, and how we intend to respond to that in a baker's world rather than something like a lawyer's world or a contractor's world. It's set up for us. I've been using it for the past 16 years, and I've also been updating it as needed. And I continue to update if I feel like I need to add anything or change anything as I learn more and more about contract writing. So if you decide to grab it from the shop, which is where it's at, it is also included a link at the bottom that's an active link. That always has the newest copy. So you'll never have to buy like the 2.0 version. If you get it, you'll always have the newest of whatever we have, because I don't like that whole buy the upgrade. I don't like that. So that's on there if you ever do want that. And it's in the shop for anyone. There's also a contract bundle if you want multiple contracts covering different aspects of running a business, partnership contract, the comprehensive contract, and I think the other one is a product handling or product handling contract. Can't remember the third one in there, but I believe there are either 3 or 4 in the bundle if you want all of them. Okay, so we covered pay me like it's the easiest thing you've ever done, right? Make payments super easy. Communicate like it's your job. Make sure it's effective, professional. Everyone understands what's going on. And attract with that shiny contract to build that trust right away. Cover all your bases. Make people feel good about working with you. I have a bonus one today. And this one is the check-in aftercare message. It is not the easiest for some people because I think some of us fear that if they're not reaching out to tell us that they love something, that they didn't like it. That's very common in our industry because we're so personable and so directly connected to our businesses. I understand it might not be easy to want to reach out and ask, but this is how you create rapport. This is how people feel like you care after the fact. And it's a way for you to gather some information that I'm going to tell you about in just a moment. So I'm mentioning this because it will bring that level of support to top level. So you've gotten the money, you've made the item, and you still care to ask. That means a lot. That helps people understand like you really are interested in what they think about what you're doing. Again, trust level goes up. People start to create that business, that likable business relationship with you because they know that you care. And it simply consists of you waiting 3 to 5 days or so after the order has been picked up, and then sending a simple message or calling your client. Super, not, very easy. You don't have to get really specific. Here's an example of a script that you could use. Remember, we talked about Jessica earlier with the brownies. Hey, Jessica, this is Melissa with Purple Lotus. Thank you for ordering brownies last week. Checking in to make sure you are satisfied with your order. I'm always open to your thoughts and suggestions if you have any. Hope you have the best day. Boom, that's it. She can respond in any way, and then you'll use your crucial conversations training to continue this conversation. So after you've talked to them a little bit, the thing that you can gather from this is essentially more ROI for your business, which is asking for a direct recommendation or a referral statement. So this is something you can put on your websites. You can send them links to Google or your Facebook page to leave a recommendation. You're basically asking them, hey, if you loved your services, can you please go write a few sentences on this platform, because it's really going to help me build my recommendations for other clients who are considering working with me. So that's the last one. That's the bonus one. I think after you get your toes wet with the first three, you'll roll right into the aftercare message and also use that as an effective, continuous way to build rapport with your clients and bring in those recommendation messages. Hey, Tiana, good to see you. All right, we are all through our 3 and our bonus. So to recap, we want to look through your communication. We want to up-level either the entire communication setup that you have or little bits of it to make it more direct. We want to look at the payment options. We want to innovate, add or decrease the types of payments, add or decrease the click levels, maybe a little website, maybe make the website more streamlined, whatever it is. We want to look at a contract. Do you have one? Can you make it more professional? Can you have it posted where they can access it before payment? How can you innovate on that and then get it up? If you want the one in the shop, you can literally download and post it today. It will be done. You have to go through and put like your name in some of the spots. It's a template that you can personalize with your own information, but otherwise it's basically done. And then you can just post it right now and be done with that. So that's an easy fix to that one. Okay. And by doing all of this, the whole point is to get up out in front of the competition, beat them out with kindness, beat them out with professionalism, show your clients that you care while you innovate through this customer service section of your business. And we want to, and that's going to set you apart from big business as well, because they don't want to or can't really do that kind of personal touch. And a lot of people buy small business and local for that specifically. So these 3 or really 4 sections are going to feed into that. So if I can help you in any of the ways I mentioned before, we can chat together via Zoom or over the phone. If you want to talk with the one-to-one call, you can join the elites and get all the trainings in there and also be with our coaching team inside of that group. You just let me know what you need. I can send you links, the scheduling link for the call, the elite link where you can learn more about it. Whatever you need, I want to help if I can. And cheers to customer service innovation. I know you guys can do it. And if you are innovating a different part of your customer service, go ahead and comment on this video so we can hear what you're doing to get everyone's inspiration going for what they can do too. Okay, so I'm off to start testing if I can freeze dry something new. I don't know if I can or not, so I'm going to run a test today. And I want to know, do you think you will be innovating anything we talked about today? Just put it in the comments. Let me know what you're going to focus on. All righty, I'm out today. I hope you have a great week. I know summer is hard. There's a lot going on. Kids are home. Schedules are completely different. So if you need anything, post in the group. That's why I'm here. Hoping to be able to make everything up until and after our move, but I might have to, schedule some stuff around. Looks like we'll be moving in about 3 weeks, I think. So, okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.